Afternoon, welcome back to Bendigo East Bowls Club. Continuation state championships here. Absolute corker of a men's champion of champions quarterfinal here between BRODIE HARKER. See on the mat the Mallee representative, Brad MARRON from the Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields region, representing the Kangaroo Flat Bowls Club. Both these players winning this morning. Brad MARRON coming over the top of Brad Janner, BRODIE HARKER getting the better of Dave Dawes. Was that another one?
Yep.
So Brad MARRON, kick off return or start. How are you, Tone?
Very good, thank you, Jimmy Whitehead. Afternoon to you and afternoon to all our viewers and listeners. JT was pretty firm in his pick. He did say he had a little bit of bias, but very firm in his pick for BRODIE HARKER.
He's got no idea. There's some very good players in these singles left. You can see Benny MacArthur over there, Tyson Cromie, Jay Norris, Ben Simmons, Vicky Pearce, Andrew Bell from Gippsland as well. So whoever does win, it's coming for a pretty strong field. Cracking start this end. And BRODIE HARKER wasting no time, Tone, having a crack at this. Gets it clean off. Good hit from BRODIE.
Jack does not move a whisker. Bowl. Actually just stayed in the end. Not a touch of those, so it's out. Might add a bit of a nibble.
Wow, he's put it almost straight back in there. Good consistency from Brad MARRON.
He's wearing one of the Shane Hafner Bowl for Your Lives caps. Good session last night at Melton Bowls Club. They raised just under $3,500.
Oh, wow.
The Black Dog Institute.
Needs something here, BRODIE. It's always just sailing through an inside edge of the bowl doing good.
I don't think Mike Pearce had too much of a rest between round 1 and 2, or the round of 16 quarterfinals.
I said to him, take as long as you need, and he said, 5 minutes. Is that all right, mate?
Picked up a 4 on his last end, was absolute neck and neck, 17 all, 18 all. And then went out with a full count, Mike Pearce, to get through to the quarterfinals, up against Benny MacArthur. Mornington Peninsula against Ballarat Highlands.
Darryl Rowley, the mark out, one of the best for this one.
Starting to hoop a little at the end, that one.
Well, the wind's coming this way across the green, sort of coming at us in commentary. We saw in the men's triples final that sort of coming back the other way, it was holding a bit, so should therefore turn on the other hand, as BRODIE's still a bit quick here. Just not quite finding it.
Yeah, it almost comes diagonally across the green, or certainly it was last night. I had the fortune of marking a match between Jimmy Whitehead and Josh Thornton late in the afternoon yesterday. I can confirm there was a little bit of wind coming across diagonally. I don't remember what the score was in that one, but I certainly did mark it.
The better players in singles game adjust to the conditions. JT not quite adjusting. Last night, still sulking about it today. Has been mentioned a few times though. Three 0 to Brad. Kick us off on this one. Saw him play here in an absolute corker the other day against J-Bar Norris, who's incidentally playing next door. You can see him on the screen there against Ben Simmons from Eastern Ranges.
Yeah, 25-24, Joe was able to come from behind. He was down game a couple of times.
Shot from BRODIE.
Afternoon, Mr. Butterworth.
Two balls pretty close to each other across the rinks then. They will rip here for BRODIE. Can he get the inside? He was giving it a stalk to see if he could. Makes a second anyway. Close.
Just wanted a little edge of that. Still two.
Good home for BRODIE at the back.
Tyson Cromie and his opposition having a good chat on their way down the green. Oh, there's toys out of the cot over there.
Yeah, JT, you can hear him crying through the mic, still about his singles game. Last night was Brad MARRON. Gets action aplenty, bowls flying everywhere, and he's still one down. Just below the camera, BRODIE stayed on.
Tell you what, players and markers are going to have to be very aware. When Brad MARRON drives, he gives it a fair old rip. Unfortunately for him, he's still going to go down a couple.
Yeah, BRODIE's drew a second there. Gets him off the mark. Gets us back to 3-2 on this one. First to 25. Afternoon, Andy. Yeah, Andrew Bell got a walkover in the first game, so threw a few bowls down, and he's got a tough assignment against Tyson Cromie. He looked to be in good form against Matty Curder.
Right on cue, Tyson Cromie just put them out in the pit.
And he start from BRODIE. Interesting, they're playing similar lengths to each other here. Both backing themselves to sort of just get on it quicker.
I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but there's no shortage of confidence between either of these two players. They know they can play good bowls, so they won't be scared at all of what their opponent can do. They'll back themselves in.
If there was betting on this, they'd be real close. I actually don't think there's a favourite. I can see why you would favour either player winning the game.
Yep, fair call.
Brad just not having the trip. Brodie still holding. I want to add another big drive next door. As you mentioned, there'll be balls flying everywhere.
Interesting tactic, that one from Ben Simmons. I mean, he hit it, so you can't argue with it, but it was about 1.5 foot off the jack.
Brodie.
His second bowl.
Brodie's going to play Brad in here.
Ooh. He'd lock that one back, maybe.
Good iron from Brad. I wondered if Brodie was going to drive. He won't now. I don't think he will now anyway. Small trail on the jack's okay.
Yeah, he's almost trying to play the same shot. Bradley Marron almost did then. Brad was heard saying stay away from the jack.
Well, on his speed on that line now. Get the inside of that edge. Brad's he can. Can't quite get back to the jack from there.
Yeah, I thought this might happen. Brad Marron's got a very good eye, but he's just asked Darryl Rowley, our marker, what he thinks. Darryl Rowley probably has one of the best eyes in the game. Darryl Rowley's son Nick won the under-18 title up here in the Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields region, presented at the presentation night the other night.
Does he add here? I think he will.
Put it in the book.
Yep, couple of Brad. 5-2 up now.
Handy collection of markers here too. Darryl Rowley, Lorraine Dowson, Lorraine Smith and Rodney Bates. Some of the best we've got. All of them very experienced across national and international level.
Well,
Lorraine Dowson's just had to go about 4 rinks away to...
that was Andrew Bell who put that out of bounds.
Yeah, it was too. Whooshka.
There's drives going on everywhere on this green as Benny Simmons misses one next door. Brad Marron leads off real well. Afternoon, Max. Nah, your old man goes good.
I reckon I'd back Maxie's eye in pretty well too. Did some guest umpiring for us at CV Country. Oh dear. Ben Simmons of Rinkovers just...
Got one of the all-time results.
Yes. Favour Brodie's just a touch under here. A 3-plane formation flyover earlier on today too, Jimmy. It's all happening here at Bendigo. A few people have just come up to watch today. Another opportunity tomorrow. We'll have some finals action tomorrow in both the women's pairs, men's champion or champions.
Good question, Lee. He's certainly, you'd have to peg him as favourite just because he's won the singles this week, I guess. But sort of touched on it earlier. There's any of these players can really win it. I think either of these two will give him a good game. Tyson Cromie as well. We got Benny MacArthur, Nicky Pearson, Andrew Bell. I'd peg him in as favourite, but he wouldn't be an odds-on favourite. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think we could well see a repeat of the round of 16 match that we saw the other day with Joe Bonneris and Brad Marron in the final. But, as you say, Jimmy, just about any of these remaining 8 players capable.
JT's a big fan of BRODIE. He plays a fair bit of bowls with him and against him, and he reckons he's due. Said he's due a state title, and he thinks this is the one. He's backing him in. Said it the other day, last player, sorry, the last player to go the double in Victoria was Barry Lester. So he'll be joining some pretty good company if he does do it, J-Bite. Would be a pretty good salute to Victorian bowls for the time being if he leaves on that note.
On his way up to Curry. Of course, he's up there already, in a sense. He's been there for a couple of weeks and come back down for the shot at a couple of state titles.
Be back down in another week or so for another shot at the state title.
Certainly will. Champion of state pennant.
BRODIE, connection on anything's good. But I reckon 10 feet out, that gap was looking like the favourite. It's a silly old sport sometimes, isn't it?
Certainly is. 1 to Bradley Marron. It's
2.
Now 2, is it? Oh, there you go. That was only 1. 2 it is.
7-2. This weather can't make its mind up.
It is lovely. Joe's just killed an end next door. 2 bowls in a row.
I remember it's about killed in number 15 across the 4 games up here.
Yeah, not wrong.
Reminder, we've got the women's pairs. Quarterfinals also happening. It's on B green, but being live scored. So if you want your end by end update on that, jump onto the results portal and you'll find that. 2 and walk pairs, so probably slower updates than what you'll get from the singles.
And Jimmy, I think only 1 day left to get entries in for the novice, which closes this weekend on Sunday. So the novice, of course, is the best bowler who's been bowling less than 3 years. If that's you, jump onto the Bowlsvic website, www.bowlsvic.org.au, and lodge your entry. It's a huge field already. Promise you'll get the opportunity to meet some new people and have a bit of fun along the way. If things go your way, maybe even pick up some prize money. And for those who are over 60...
Yeah, good spot, G. Cheryl, it's gone up with the women's singles on it, so we'll get that changed. But if you click on the live one, women's singles, you'll get the men's singles. Just like to keep you guessing.
That's what we do.
It's 2024, so we'll leave that there.
Good call. So if you're over 60, you've got about a week to go to get your entries in for the over 60s carnival, which is exceeding all our expectations in terms of numbers. It's gone absolutely gangbusters. Promises to be a week-long party. Ironically, at the man we're watching on screen, Brodie Harker's club, Club Barham. We'll use a few clubs up in that area, Jimmy.
He's going at this now.
Bit wide.
Brad just with good pressure early.
All right, what can Bradley Marron do here? He doesn't want to fatten the target anymore. Brodie Harker's signalled his intention with the last.
I think he's trying to play in the forehand, just roll one of his own back a bit. Like it's okay to splash one of his own back, hold a good three, big coverage behind. Pretty much exactly that bowl he's just played. It's fine. Should stay in for three. Doesn't.
Not quite. Brodie Harker back to the draw. Older folks, Cheryl, you wouldn't put you in that category. You're still 21.
Brodie missing again. Good early lead this for Brad.
Brodie had a good win over David Dawes in the opening round.
Yeah, he looked like he was playing sensational bowls. Just having a bit of a struggle to get into this one early.
Brad Marron had a very good match against Brad Janner. Was down 16-12 and then pulled off 13 straight.
Another good start.
Brodie straight away on the attack and nails it.
Just
Jack's going to stay in, so both bowls were touches, but both I think are out of bounds. Bradley Marron's might be right on the edge. But
get the camera down to that. Jack's, as the players look at it, to the left, about 2 feet in. Fair from Brad. Not a bad effort. He's pretty much dead in line where the jack is. I thought Brodie was going to go and drive again.
needs to stop now, Jimmy. It's a really good effort.
Yeah, just always looks a touch quick. That's a very good bowl from Brodie Harker. Don't know if he's grabbed the shot or not. Don't think he has. still want a Brad. Should be okay there, and he is.
There wouldn't be an inch of grass that Lee Schreiner doesn't know at this club.
Once hit the city, the bowl. Oh, Brodie, that was a cracking effort. That was a great effort. Just floated round the side, because if he gets out at the speed he had, he'll stay on.
He's just had a couple of those already today, hasn't he? He's missing by a whisker, making all the difference.
Couple more to Brad Marron. 11-2 now.
Brad Marron pointed to the picture of him and Lee Schreiner in the clubhouse the other day.
Said what?
Just to me, just pointed out. Guys, remember this, Tone? I was there.
Oh, I remember the Victorian final down in Warrnambool of that one.
Yep.
And I remember being so impressed by Brad's leading that day. His first two bowls were sensational all day.
And when you have one of the best ever skipping, makes for a pretty formidable combination.
They played Nathan Bush. It was his lead.
No, your memory's better than mine. Lee Schreiner will tell us.
I can picture his leaders. Can't grab his name.
Was he Eastern Park? Was it
Yeah.
back in those days?
Guy with a bald head. Paul Newcomb. Thanks, Daniel. I had Newsom. I had Gary Newsom in my head for some reason.
You were close.
I was going to consider. Thanks, mate.
We'll
Appreciate
give you a
that.
C minus.
I could literally picture it. Yeah. Not quite a B, is it? Probably not quite a C either.
Here's a question for you without notice.
Here we go.
Why did J-Bo Norris put yellow stickers on his bowls?
No idea.
He was only here in singles this week, wasn't he? Both singles?
Yeah.
Yeah, for whatever reason, he took his stickers off and put them on.
Fancied it.
Don't know. Bit of a loose one there from Brad Marron standards.
Yeah, tiny brain fade. Brodie in the area here.
Well done, Brody Harker.
Grabs a shot. It's probably the first time Brad's going at it head in recent ends where he's down. He's going big at this. Close. Oh. Demolishes the end. He's probably one down to the one of Brodie's he's left on the green. Give him a pretty easy draw regardless.
The two of them have a little giggle with each other. Brody has the last word. Needs to hurry, Jimmy.
Hurry's enough.
Just enough.
Why waste energy?
Yeah, exactly. Just one is the call. There you go. Stops a bit of the rock.
Yeah, well, he's changed the length up. Mentioned earlier. Both were sort of playing longer. So he's moved the mat right up now.
This event just runs itself now, Jimmy. You've got it going so well. Brody Harker dialing in.
Oh, Brad having a dip. Should swing under.
Brody Harker putting a bit of pressure on. Does Brad Marron go again? Over, yes. It's a wide target, 2 bowls.
Yep.
Jack's not a bad option. Both gone. It's dead set like a gunshot when they go off.
And we'll restart this end with 2 bowls apiece. Shot from Brad.
Just relentless everywhere. First pole gets anywhere near it. Either this rink or the rink next door. And you know there's a big drive coming. Penny MacArthur may well have picked up a 4 on the far rink. As Brody Harker just slides by.
Hang around for second enough. Should do. He does. Brad has scored 5 2s now. Tone in the last 6 ends.
Yeah, it is pretty impressive.
Close games on all the other rinks on this green. 5-4. Oh, I reckon he might have another 3 to go on that, so probably 8-4 to Benny MacArthur over Mark Pearce. Tyson Cromie's 4-3 up over Andrew Bell. Ben Simmons and Jay Norris locked in at 5 apiece next door to this one. I've seen more drives than a car show from that rink. Great start from Brad. Again. Brodie, he's in the vicinity here, Tone. Brody Harker. What a reply. Sensational start from these two on this end.
Just been the story of his day though. He's actually playing good shots, just not getting rewarded.
Areas. Just travelling a bit too much on that line. Continue to say this. Brad asking the marker if he can follow. I have never seen a marker say no.
No. Tyson just asking his bowl to get up. Gives himself a slap.
Very short ball.
Yep. Marcus working overtime.
Working hard. Working hard today. Brad's close here. Bend down and get the inside of Brodie's. Oh. How does he only touch the jack like that? I don't know. What grounds a marker would have to say no? I assume if you were deliberately slow playing, would be the only
correct.
sort of ground I could think of. Always close here, Tone. More edge, slightly opens it up more now. You can probably actually look for the bowl on the forehand, Brodie, now. So I imagine Brad will possibly try and play that same shot. Get to the jack first, but Brodie's is slightly shorter jack high. That is a great shot from Brad. Interesting to see what Brodie does here. Feels narrow. He's narrow.
One more to Brad Marron. He moves along to 14-3. His first 25 match.
You going to do it this numbskull for the next 20 minutes, then I'll tag you out?
Whatever you like. Try and change his fortune. Lovely afternoon here at East Bendigo Bowls Club. Joined in commentary now. None other than Commonwealth Games gold medalist, Australian Open Pairs champion Josh Thornton. Afternoon, JT.
Long time ago they were. Tone.
Yeah. Never taken away from you, that. It's been a tough start for Brodie Harker, JT. He hasn't done a lot wrong, to be honest. He's just been missing by millimetres here and there.
I've been trying to have a bit of a look.
It's made all the difference. Bradley Marron's been very good, as we'd expect. lot of drives, a lot of action going on across the 4 rinks though, JT, so plenty to watch. Good enough a shot there though.
Both players' best at it is very, very good. I expect it to be a high standard match.
He has not missed too many on his drive, JT.
No, he was pretty good with them the other day too in the singles campaign. He's actually going from the drive to the draw very well, Brad, which can be often hard at times. But I've seen him do it a few times now very well. Just like that.
Yep.
Probably wants it to flop over, though. It'd be reasonably inviting for Brodie on the forehand there. Close.
Got it.
Oh,
Unfortunately, just took an edge of his own. Kicked it out slightly, and that's, I think, been the story of Brodie Harker's day. He's never been far away. Where he has played good shots, he's just had the wrong side of the result. Scores from the other matches. Mike Pearce from Mornington Peninsula trailing 6-8 to Benny MacArthur from Ballarat Highlands. Tyson Cromie of Geelong and Andrew Bell from Sale, Gippsland I should say. They're locked at 6 shots apiece. Tyson just picked up the last end, but I didn't see how many it was. And J. By Norris of Metro West leading Ben Simmons of Eastern Rangers 7-6. So 3 very close matches, and this one, a bit of a margin so far.
You can't pick how matches are going to go, obviously. But I would have thought this one would have been a closey.
Yep. So I don't think Brodie Harker's necessarily doing a lot wrong. He's just missing by a whisker here and there. Mike Pearce picks up a single on the far ring, so now trails 7-8 to Ben MacArthur. J. By Norris picks up a 3 on the ring next door. First double figures in that match. He now leads 10-6.
Brad nearly did enough there with his last. It's all any speed, Tone. Looking close.
Hard to argue. Lovely bowl.
He's unhappy at that because it sort of sat out fat. There's every chance Brad's going to play with weight here. Definitely playing weight.
Clears out quite a number.
Still only one.
Doesn't impact the shot bowl. Brodie Harker's probably got almost 2 feet to draw a second shot.
Afternoon, Brendan. Hope you're well.
While he runs back, we'll give some scores from women's pairs quarterfinals. Nicole McKenzie from Sandbelt, trailing 1-5 to Sarah Ashby from Strzelecki. Here comes the Brodie Harker bowl. Does he have the trip, JT?
Don't think he has. I'm not convinced he should have changed hands then, Tone. He's already just drawn one on the backhand. And I've noticed some of the comments saying that the forehand side's probably the harder side, but anyway, he still gets one.
Other quarterfinals of women's pairs. So as we said, Mackenzie from Sandbelt trailing 1-5 to Ashby from Strzelecki. Vicky Smith from Lilydale trailing 0-4 to Harrington of Geelong. Both those matches are played 3 ends. McCracken from Ballarat Highlands trailing 0-4 to Julie Fitt from Northern Gateway. I've played a couple of ends. And Kate Bush from Goulburn Murray leading 4-2 over Cass Millerick from Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields. They played 3 ends there. All those matches being live scored. Feel free to jump on the bowls link and follow along with any or all. A breeze, JT, but it's not, I don't think it's really impacting too much, is there?
It's perfect conditions for lawn bowls today. Good correction, Brodie. Yeah, good bowls. Don't know if that'll make Brad run because there's still a hole there. I think he'll opt for the draw shot here, Tone.
Draw it is. Benny MacArthur picks up another 3 on the far rink.
Not quite there. Pointed well again, Tone. All in the speed. Didn't have it.
Is Brad Marron just playing for second shot here?
Yeah, I think he only wants a foot on his last and he's going to get very close.
Going with big weight. Taking one out. Brody Harker picks up a single. It's 2 ends in a row, JT, but both singles. As he tries to claw his way back. Markers have to be very much on their game, not just their own rink, but 1 and 2 rinks over at times today.
I reckon there's 3 games that, I'd nearly argue with all 4 games actually, starter Brody Harker, that have someone in them that doesn't mind going pretty big.
Yep, correct. We've seen quite a bit of it. In fact, Andrew Bell from Sale. So we watched this one going big, just missing narrow. Andrew Bell from Sale did one earlier that ended up over near the number 1 rink mark.
Does he go big too? I don't know
does.
much about Andrew.
No.
We know Tice does. We know Brad and Brody do. We know J-Boy and Ben Simmons do. And I reckon Benny MacArthur does.
Yep. It's action aplenty. This is one of those ends where Brody wants to get close, but not too close.
If you can turn it, it's not a bad home.
Yeah. Just have the trip, JT.
Not quite. Two to Ben Simmons on the rink next door, Tone. Benny Simmons's shoes, yeah, I reckon they're probably classified as pink.
Yeah, that's the Henselite shoes. They're kind of a orangey sort of pink kind of type colour.
I reckon Marron's going big here, Tone.
Yep. I do worry about those cameras. Morty saying Andrew Bell, formerly from Monbulk.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, what a real roost earlier.
This one will count. Not a bad home. Back to the draw. Awfully close.
It's the inside. Well played. Brody Harker says that's just too good. Picks up the jack. Says 1 to Bradley Marron. 16-5, JT.
It's a little bit demoralising that, in that Brody had a good one early and he didn't really capitalise on it, and Brad's had a wayward end, not one good draw with with his second bowl, 2 wayward runners, and then he just happens to draw a shot at the last,
Reminder to get your entries in for the State Novice Carnival and State Over 60s Carnival if you're eligible for either of those events. The Novice closing tomorrow night and the Over 60s closing next weekend, JT. Vicky Pickett says she's just been up playing the Autumn Carnival up in the Barham area. Well, the Over 60s are heading that way. Club Barham being the main host but using a few clubs up that way.
There's a bit going on again across all three rinks.
Bowls that are coming from miles away. Andy Simmons picks up another single. That's 3 shots in a row. Still trailing. Now 10 shots apiece actually levels it up. Days like today, JT, where it's a good life to be a spectator.
Yeah, cracking day, great bowls, great facility. What more could you ask for?
Andrew Bell's the coach at Sale, says Morty. There you go.
Good stop, Lorraine Smith. Here comes Brodie's bowl.
We're going to need to kit these markers out like a hockey goalkeeper, I think. One more to Bradley Marron. He continues to eke closer to the 25 shots required. He now leads 17-5. There's really not a lot that can be done. Lorraine Smith puts it roughly back where she says and just asks the players. J-Bo Norris somewhat wishfully says, I don't think it was that far away from the jack. Players roughly agree on what it is. Lorraine Smith did say, and drive incoming, maybe a touch late. It's so fast with Tyson Cromie's drive. But, no chance of Lorraine Smith getting in to stop that one.
There's been bowls going scattered all over this green. I think we need like extra markers just to stand between the
We
rinks.
almost do. Yeah. Catch a new position in bowls.
Slips fieldsman.
Back to action here, and Brody Harker's got shot.
Lorraine Dawson still catching up on bowls.
Just picking up bowls from 2 rinks away. Andrew Bell was wondering why he only had 3 bowls down here.
Well, he's in front. He probably only needs 3 at the moment.
Remember the old faux shotguns they used to have in paddocks to keep the cockies off all the crops and so on? It's almost like one of those.
When it
going
hits
off
the
every now
bank.
and again. Quite a few shotgun blasts with the drives. Contributing to this problem is both Tyson Cromie and Andrew Bell like to have the mat back and the jack up, which is just making it a little bit more difficult for the markers.
The 4 markers are all ITO, so they'll be well aware.
Yeah.
And just sometimes that goes that quick or they might be marking a bowl on their own green or doing something that gets them, catches them out.
Yeah, they're doing the best job possible. Just unfortunately, every now and again, there's a bit too much going on.
Brody switched to the forehand. He looks tight, Tone.
Still holding one.
probably the loosest head we've had since I've sat down at least anyway, Tone, on the streaming rink.
Particularly going this way. It's a somewhat friendlier heading this way.
Brad has often corrected what he's needed to. He's done the same again. He's definitely made one.
Has he kicked it far enough for two? One down.
He's out in the right line. It's all on his speed now, Tone. Looks quick.
Yeah, a bit quick for me. It's a good effort. Another one to Bradley Marron. Bradley Marron walking past, just saying this one won't be on the highlights.
18-5.
For those who are watching intently, you'll notice one thing Chicken Rowley did very well there was he anticipated what the question was going to be from Brodie Harker before that last bowl. Sign of a very good marker.
It's one of the things they teach you. I've done the theory of the umpire's course, which means you do the markers component of it.
Oh, J-Boy Norris next door takes Jack clean. Probably sits 2 foot off, follows it into the ditch.
Andrew Bell's just picked up a fall there, Tone.
Yeah, Tice Cramey had a run at the end. Just found a gap. Well, the only problem is the last 2 scores haven't been added to the scoreboard, so suffice to say, Andrew Bell
He's
has
at
a bit of
least
a lead.
13-7 up. Well, remember there was a dead end last end, though. Brode's running early here. Good hit. Oh. Brode's wasn't a toucher. So it's a new ball game. They've got a 3-ball singles match now, this end. Drawing to the edge of the ditch. And you can draw to the edge of the ditch in this on this rink. Brad hasn't done too bad with his first either, just quietly.
That's a fair fist of it. Still got plenty of room. So
Yeah.
the white marker is where the jack is. So.
Brad hasn't done too bad either. Yeah, great draw shot. Brad Marron's really good speed too. Just a fraction tight. Alright, can Brodie Harker repeat? When he trots like that, it's generally pretty close.
Oh, just rides that last little lip. In for a couple of shots now.
How is Brad tracking? Don't look too far away, Tone. Looks close.
Was a bit of a danger.
It was going to be close to getting to the edge.
How does Brodie Harker get a third one in there is the question.
Just played the same bowl as he did. Seems pretty simple, doesn't it?
For you it does.
No, no way. I'm just making it sound easy. He's changing hands. It's not bad. It's not bad.
That is really good.
That is brilliant lawn bowling.
Really good bowls. Thoroughly deserved 3 for Brodie Harker. 18-8.
He can draw to the edge of the ditch, but he can't roll the jack. One to measure.
Paul Lorraine Dowson has run off her feet over there, Tyson Cromie. Matt up and Jack back now.
She's a very good marker.
Yeah, certainly is.
She paddled my AO Pairs final, which you touched on earlier.
Ah, there you go. Up against the South Australians.
It was not quite as quick for Brad, this one. Do you reckon that's maybe because the last couple he's missed and he's tried to pull it back just to control it a bit?
Yeah, I don't know, because he doesn't often go that swinging weight here.
Shot, Brodie Harker. Made 2 out of that for sure.
Yeah, all 3 in a direct line. The only
Still reckon
danger
he's a
is
chance of
there's
playing some
nothing
form of
back.
weight, whether it's the swing
Yeah.
weight or the real firm one, because he gets a jack in the pit, it's 2.
Could even be 3. Same sort of swinging weight. This is very close, JT, and he's bellied it. Doesn't want it out of bounds.
Not only has he got the jack in the pit, I think he's made 3 because he's got it on the right side, Tone.
Yep. I think that's the reason for that sort of weight. You wanted to try and control how far the jack goes. It is a 3 to Bradley Marron.
3 it is.
He's on the springboard 21-8. Brodie Harker didn't do a lot wrong other than make
Nah.
sure you've got something behind. Bradley Marron is good enough to get it back there. Another dead end on the Andrew Bell. Tyson Cromie,
Who
Rick.
killed that one?
Tyson did. With his third bowl. Didn't like the way it was set up. Someone just walking behind the rink there. What Andrew Bell is drawing rather well against Tyson Cromie.
Super impressed with what I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Tyson's going again over there. He got both bowls and a touch of the jack. He's made 2 out of that. Oh, the
Bit of confusion about which bowl's a toucher on the match between Andrew Bell and J.
great
Norris.
bowl, Brad Marron.
Tyson Cromie, I should say. J. Norris has just pointed out there's chalk on the one in the ditch before the marker picked it up. So
Great shot, Brodie Harker. Great reply. Still some life. One to Brodie Harker, 21-9.
a bit of conjecture there. Tyson Cromie's saying he doesn't think the first bowl of Andrew Bell's was a toucher. It might have been a bit of leftover chalk.
The only way it could be removed is if Andrew himself recognised that. I wasn't watching the head well enough to understand.
No, me either. No.
There's no doubt that he hit the bowls, Tyson, and got the jack through himself, which means he's got a touch in the ditch, but there's another drive going on. Ben Simmons is playing some good bowls too, Tone. He's ran just as good as anybody on this green as well.
He is. Just drove a bowl out. As it was halfway down, said edge, no jack. Got exactly that. I didn't know it was that easy. You just call out for what you want.
I won't say it. It's low-hanging fruit, that one.
Yeah.
J-Boy just takes his bowl out, so they one bowl on the green at the moment.
Plenty to look at here.
Brodie has drawn the shot. Jay's running again.
Yeah, Ben Simmons just put one straight back to where he took it off from. It's just a touch wide that time. So
Brad doesn't seem far away either. Got to get to his own. Not quite.
playing Caterpillar.
Chances here for Brodie. If he gets a little bit of a touch, he nearly brings both his bowls in. That the way those bowls are lined up for Brad though is he could probably run with his necks and hit that pack, and it's going to definitely get onto the jack or bowl. Good bowls, Brodie. Kept rolling though.
Bradley Marron were just obscured slightly from Brodie Harker, but no change. That'll be 2 shots to Brodie Harker. JT.
Viv, Mike Pearce is currently 19-11 down.
JT, I'll leave you with Jimmy Whitehead for the rest of this match.
Do I really have to talk to him? Cheers, Toad. G'day, Jimmy.
Yo.
It's all happening here.
It was earlier when I was there. There's drives going 4 rinks across and stuff.
Oh, there's a bit of drama about touches and non-touches, and
It's definitely a toucher.
I wasn't watching, so
And nor was I, but
good bowls being played across the green, as you expect at a champions event.
yeah, you look across the 8 names on the green. Probably the one I know the least about is Andrew Barlow. He's playing against Tyson, but he's going
good. Yeah,
He's going real good.
just got another toucher.
Balls from Brad. in striking distance of winning this one, JT.
Yeah, I reckon we'll see some weight here.
Changed his mind, didn't he, a couple of times?
He's played less weight.
You could, without him saying any words, you could hear the internal conversation he had with himself.
He actually might have made a really good call by playing less weight.
Yeah, shot from Brodie. Makes his own in for shot, I think. Brother, come and have a walk and have a look.
How is Slaxy tracking here?
Needs another one behind the jack.
Not far away.
Yeah, doesn't want to edge his... Well,
That was a little fortunate.
when I was about to say doesn't want his edge his own, I didn't mean that one. I thought he was going to come under that, and I didn't want to get a back edge of the back one, but he's got a fortunate result.
Sometimes when you're in this situation, you need a little bit of luck to go your way, maybe to give you a bit of solace and a bit of hope that something might be around the corner for you.
Yeah, you need a fair bit. You need it all to go your way, really, didn't you?
Can
Yeah.
happen.
You don't need it deliberately going against you.
No.
Brad trying to
Looks
walk wide
wide.
of his own over. Yeah, just sort of got wider as it went down the green almost. So another couple to Brodie Harker. Takes him to 13.
It's only one.
Only one in the end. Yeah, right.
So you didn't have shot before then.
That does surprise me. Takes him to 12 then. Which is more than you scored against me yesterday, mate.
I was wondering how long it'd take.
Has to lead well, doesn't he? Has to put his first ball somewhere.
First bowl is still the most important bowl in singles game.
It's a fair start. But a fair reply from Brad Marron.
Another good bowl by Brad Marron.
Yeah, bro, he's got some work to do here.
He's played 2 well-weighted bowls. He's just got to fix his lineup.
Did wonder if he'd change hand. He has.
I felt like he's battled on this hand a little bit though. Hasn't never found the line. He might have proven me wrong though this bowl though.
I think he's got the weight. Oh, it does. No, he does. That carried on and on and on.
Great bowl. Chance of weight here. Gets an edge. Not playing it though.
Well, I think he can play the same pace as his last two and just maybe just try and cut his line down a tiny bit. It's got to be in the area here. Has to be. Can it hurry? Can it hurry? No.
More bowls flying around again on the Chromie versus Bell rink.
It'll end up being one at Andrew Bell. I think.
Score update from across the green. Benny MacArthur leading 20-11 over Mike Pearce. Andrew Bell will now be, I'm just trying to see.
14-6 up. 15-6 up now. Brad Marron trying to edge Jackal Bowler and he's just going to float wide. Brody Harker will win another end. Move to 13.
Only takes one an end, if you believe. We haven't had a massive comeback yet in a singles match this year, have we? Not that we're streamed.
No, we haven't.
Is Tone still doing the live scoring on the screen? I better check that. No, it's all up to date.
Oh, a good start from Brody. It's going to have to be the main part of his weapon. He used to fight back into this.
Yeah, fair call, Buzz. Probably wasn't humongous in terms of he was not 10 behind ever at one stage of that match, but he, being 18-24 down, he was definitely on the brink, that's for sure. Simmons is going early. This is Tyson.
Whoa. He demolished the head there, Tyson.
Dead end. Alright, outside Brody's first bowl. No one's really nailed it yet. This one does look the closest for Brad Marron.
He looks pretty good here, JT. You can get some of that jack as well. Oh, just like an ultra bend at the end, just under the jack. sticks on the forehand. He could play a good shot and get unlucky, couldn't he? And
Yeah, I think that's
Throw a
why he's
couple
going to
down.
the back end. It's going to hang? Don't think so.
Just trying.
Wow.
Oh, that hunger mile.
Just gone, I reckon.
Yeah, and Brad's just got to pretty much play the same bowl he played at his first two, and he'll sit that for another. Tiny, he can get on top of the jack, roll it back a little bit, go with it, he can make a 3 as well.
He actually could get a little jack movement down the line and make 3.
Mm-hmm. It's just what I said.
Oh, wasn't listening to a zone out when you talk, mate.
Oh,
Close.
oh Brodie's already clapped him. Gets jack movement, but sideways.
Sideways. How wide's that hand at the moment?
Oh, it's so good.
2 to Brad Marron.
You'd be tight on it, it's that good.
What's that?
You'd be tight on it, it's that good.
I normally love those style of greens.
It was too good for you yesterday. that hand.
There we go. $23.13.
He's almost home, Brad.
Yeah.
Almost home. Close.
Just going. Phew, close though.
Might run back up the green.
Not this afternoon, David. No, we're just going to be doing this match. If it was a final, we'd probably definitely shift across, but this will be the completion of today's streaming, this match.
Shot from Brodie. Karen Love scoring though.
Yep. I gotta go and do some washing, Jimmy.
Mate, I'm going to get my missus some presents. It's my birthday in like 24 hours.
Partner of the year, you are.
Oh, mate. I'm always in the running for it, I know that. Just for being me.
Mate, you just say, you pick out what you want. You just get it.
Yeah, I've done that, but I've still got to go and get it. That's the problem.
Oh. No, so I don't even do that.
I haven't managed to get anything yet. Like nada.
Still got some turn on this bolt. Speed was pretty good.
Yeah. It's holding 1. It's Brodie then. Brad asking if he's second closest. His 4th shot. Which Darryl agrees, which means he'll be running for that bowl. Back in Melbourne crying, Brad Jenner, I reckon. It was weird to ask for that from Brad Marron and then play that shot.
Not necessarily.
Brody wants it down to this bowler. Brad's gets it.
Close.
One roll. What has he made out of this? 2, I reckon, judging by the marker. It is 2 to Broads. Moves to 15 now. Right, this is a big moment if Brad can get on top of this.
Yes.
It's probably the first time in the last sort of 10-15 minutes that Brody has led. Not a great bowl. Brad does draw in for shot. Pretty good shot at that.
Give your score update across the green because all 3 matches, the other 3 matches, are all just getting their scoreboards updated, I reckon, at the moment.
Yeah, 21-12. Benny MacArthur leads.
Mike Pearce, but Mike Pearce did get the last end.
Andrew Bow leads Tyson Cromie 16-8.
Yep.
And Jay Boy Norris and Ben Simmons are 16 apiece. A shot from Brad Marron, and that'll be him holding game now. Surprised not to see weight from Brody there.
No, there's plenty of room to draw a shot. Brad steps back and changes hands. He was going to play forehand then.
Cover. Might have over covered it. He has over covered it. Put it in the pit. Oh, this is it for Brody. He's lying game down here. He's tighter than his last JT. How's his speed?
He's got to get something, otherwise.
Brody Harker to the jack. Oh, wow. Got a piece, but turned away. And that'll be the end of this one. Good tussle between 2 very good players at this level. Brad Marron will take this one down 25-15, and we'll move on to the semi-final, which will be at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow. Stay tuned for the live scoring on all of the rest of the games. Of course, women's pairs quarterfinals happening as well. But we will see you back in the morning.
See you, everybody.